It's 2 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Georgia Moylan with 2NURFM Hunter News. A new campaign has been launched today in the Hunter, calling on state and federal governments to pull back from privatising vocational education. The Greens and the Teachers Federation say funding cuts and the introduction of a competitive market is leading to course cuts, redundancies and course centralisation, which is forcing students to travel long distances for training. Senator Lee Rhiannon says the increasing number of private providers is reducing the quality of vocational education.
The Abbott government needs to change the whole federal agreement under which TAFE sits, because sadly under the former Labor government they opened it up for private companies to come in and to be able to make a profit out of getting public money to run technical and further education, and that's really driven up the prices, driven up the fees, and also really run down a lot of courses, and we're now seeing possible TAFE closures.
4 men charged with supplying prohibited drugs to the Newcastle area are due to front court today. Investigations by Strike Force Rupus, a police operation formed to target the supply of illicit drugs, resulted in their arrest yesterday. The men were charged with supply of ecstasy, methamphetamine and cocaine. Police have arrested 5 teenage boys after an alleged restaurant robbery and vehicle pursuit in the Lake Macquarie area. The pursuit ended when the 15-year-old driver crashed at a New Lambton intersection. Catherine Baczynski from Police Headquarters says police arrived in response to reports of a break-in.
It was shortly after 1 a.m. today when police responded to reports of a break-in at a restaurant in a shopping centre on Nataba Road in Jewel. As officers arrived, they saw a green Holden Commodore station wagon speeding away from the scene.
Lake Macquarie Council is set to begin compulsory acquisition of a dangerous intersection at Cameron Park in a bid to improve driver safety in the area. Plans for a roundabout at the Minmai Road and North Lakes Drive T intersection were previously blocked by the land's owner, the McCloy Group. The intersection averaged 1 crash a day last year, renewing calls for the upgrade. Dungog Council are progressing plans for the replacement of Torryburn Bridge after floodwaters washed away the old bridge in the April storm. The repairing of the bridge is amongst 600 other job sites in the Shire. Dungog Mayor Harold Johnston says the tender will be selected depending on money and time.
It'll be selected on money and time, or time and money. I mean, there's a balance between the two. We want to get it done as economically as we can and as quickly as we can. So we just got to see what's proposed to us from the 15 tenderers.
The federal government is aiming to plant 20 million trees by 2020, with Hunter residents able to take part in the program. Round 2 of the grant process is now open to community groups looking to participate in re-establishing the region's tree population, decimated by the April superstorm. Paterson MP Bob Baldwin says the project goes beyond beautifying our community.
It's also part of our carbon reduction because trees as they grow consume an enormous amount of carbon. Secondly, it'll be about re-establishing areas for habitat for native animals and birds. Look, this is a win-win project. The community wins, the environment wins, and the government wins because we're reducing our carbon footprint.
In finance, the All Ords is up 3 points at 55.82 and $1 is buying 72.93 US cents.
Sport, thanks to our sponsor Warners Bay Sports Club.
Interim coach Danny Badiris will work with the Knights today in their first training session since Rick Stone was sacked yesterday afternoon. Pressure is on for players as the club make a formal review to analyse the team's performance, winning only 2 of their last 14 games. Knights Chief Executive Matt Gidley says players need to revisit the mindset of Badiris' playing area.
Well, what I would say to the players and what I will say to the players is they've got 7 weeks to prove to us that they want to be part of this club long term. And they know very clearly the types of character traits we want to see in their performance on a weekly basis. So it's up to them to go and commit to those. As I said, Danny built his entire career on doing that every single week.
East Maitland schoolboy Nathaniel Rodway has returned to Australia as the Hunters' first BMX world champion. The Lake Macquarie BMX club member took out the 15 years boys title after a run of bad luck in the lead-up to the competition. He hit the bitumen in an early practice, seizing his elbow as well as overcoming a broken foot, all before progressing smoothly to his final and taking out a comfortable win. And in ice hockey, the North Stars have been rattled by the shock departure of star goalscorer Luke Moffat. The league's second highest goal scorer signed a deal with Italian team Gardena and departed on Monday, just a day after Sunday's victory against Melbourne for the Newcastle side. That's sport. 2NURFM News Time is 2:05.